Lily, Aksa, Georgina, and Walter, welcome back. I'll welcome you back in the class. So yeah, now guys, uh, just to confirm this thing, that remember I showed you the public descriptor before. So this document is called band descriptor. All right. So this is the public version. Exactly like that, I have shown you for task number one as well, for the speaking exam as well, and now this is for again writing task number two. Okay, now just a quick reminder for all of you. You guys might have forgotten in the previous class, but let's say that if even if you have, so no problem. We got you here. All right. So remember, just a quick review, just a quick recap. That in oops, sorry, where I'm writing in the let's say in the writing task one. What were the rules in the writing task one? You had to write at least minimum 150 words, all right, and with 150 words you only had let's say 20 minutes, all right, 20 minutes. Now today we're going to talk about writing task number two, in which you have to write at least, again at least minimum let's say 250 words, and for this you will have 40 minutes. 40 minutes. So in total this whole test is for let's say 60 minutes. All right, so this is going to happen on one day. This is going to happen in 1 hour. 20 minutes for task one, 40 minutes for task two. Now, just like I was having a student here in Pakistan, which he just took classes from, let's say, hardly 1 week, hardly 1 week. So I kind of like already told him that, man, in 1 week no one really prepares for the IELTS exam, and the problem was that his base was also very very weak. So what mistake he did in his exam, that he told me after the exam, and I was like, oh my god, man, you really screwed it up. So what mistake he did, that he spent almost, let's say, 30 minutes for the task one, and he really lost the track of time. And then he was just left, and even after, and even spending 30 minutes in the task number one, he was still not able to complete task one, at least 150 words, or maybe he was able to complete that, but let's say his assessment was not okay. He might have left, as he told me that, sir, I think I might have left one paragraph which I thought that I will do after completing the task number two. Now you already know that officially they tell you that for task 2 you are having 40 minutes. You have already taken 10 minutes from the task 2, already given to task 1, and yet still not completed task 1. Now already you are less with 10 minutes for the task 2, and you are planning to do the remaining work of task 1 in task number 2, which you already took the 10 minutes of that task. I hope you got me what I'm saying. Lily, Georgina, Aksa, Walter, any response? You got me, guys?
Yes, we did.
Okay, cool, cool. So you see, mistakes like that can occur. Mistakes like this can take place. Okay, so in order to overcome them, uh, one thing which is very, very important, guys, one thing which is hell of important, and that's called, let's say, time management. All right, time management. If you can manage your time very nicely, okay, not only in, let's say, not only in the writing exam, all right, also in the reading, also in reading, also in listening, also in listening, now also in speaking. But now let me tell you how they all are different from each other. Now look, in speaking, you know, in speak. Oh my God! All right, give me a second. Now, in the speaking exam, you already know that whatever the examiner is saying, speaking, so we have to go with the flow. We have to go with the flow. Doesn't matter. So we cannot lose the track of time, because whatever the examiner is going to talk to us, we're going to respond to that. In the listening, you will listen to the recordings. You will listen to the recordings again. These both things are something that you can depend on. You can depend on. So you might not be worried about the time that much. But let me tell you something, that in reading and in writing, you are alone in the war. The war is in front of you. The enemy is standing in front of you. So you have to decide that how much time you have to invest, and how you can do that only by practice, practice, and practice. So whenever I give you homework, regarding to, let's say, regarding to writing, okay, or maybe regarding to reading. So each of these guys will only require 60 here, 60 here, 60 minutes for this, 60 minutes for this. You have to strictly keep a track of time. If you can do that, trust me, no one can stop you taking score, not never less than 7.5 or less than 7. Trust me, you will get maybe above 7 or 7.5. Even you, yeah, you can take that. It's possible. It's not a rocket science because all the requirements, all the public descriptors are given here, and I'm teaching you the things that which are actually really important. Okay, we have a lot of time. You guys are not in a hurry. You guys are, it's a very slow process here in the whole gap year thing. Okay, so yes, we are not in hurry, let's say. So that's the whole thing. So these were some of the really basic things that I wanted to tell you, that how you need to manage, do the time management and everything. Now it's a quick reminder as well, a quick recap as well. You guys might remember that in task number 1, I shown you a document which is called the band descriptor. In band descriptor, the requirements of the examiners are given, that what the examiner is expecting, what the examiner is requiring, all right, in order to give you the best score possible. If you fulfill those requirements as per the categories, you will get the best score. No one can stop you getting the best score, right? Same, likewise, I shown you in the speaking session as well, in the writing task 1 as well. Today, I'm going to show you for the task number 2. Okay, just so check this out, task number 2. Now, in task number 2, again, the same things, the same words, if you remember, the same categories, on what basis your score will be calculated. So, yep, let me show you this thing right here. Task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. So these things are really important here, okay? Now, in order to make sure that we all are doing these things nicely, okay? Now, there are a couple of grammatical exercises, guys, that we need to go through in order to then come and understand the writing task number 2. Okay, now those grammatical exercises I will let you know, but first let's see that how this writing task number 2 looks like. Okay, first let's check that out. All right, so for that I'm gonna open my browser again. I'm gonna write IELTS exam, general exam, right? General writing samples. So guys, just give me a second, let this website load for us, and then I will show you that how the entire thing is gonna go on. Oh, literally, this is too slow. So yeah, until now, if you have any question, Aksa, Lily, Walter, Georgina, you can ask me any question if you have any confusion if you have.
I have a question, Mr. Shah.
Yes, 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 my dear.
Yeah, so the speaking test has to be taken on another date, apart
Yes,
a
yes.
different day from the other test.
Yes, Miss Georgina, but that's subjective to the country, to the location, to the geographic location of the test center, right? In some cases, everything, all 4 things happen on one day. In some cases, it does not. Just like with my student here in Pakistan, the speaking took place one day before, then the listening, reading, and writing. Exactly like as I was showing you, the schedule was available in Uganda. Okay, so it's quite subjective, but
Oh, okay.
let's say in 2020, when my classmate was going to Sweden, so everything happened on one day actually. So yep,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so guys, now check this out. Finally, website is working here. So now check this out. I'm gonna go with the prepare for IELTS writing. All right, and we're gonna just go through the task number. Okay, I got it. Prepare for IELTS writing task 2. Now let the website get load. It's just working very slow. I don't know why. So in this website, actually, yeah, this is a website that you can definitely take a screenshot. And I did actually already shared the links as well on our WhatsApp group, but I'm gonna share it again with you guys. And yeah, of course, I'm gonna upload this video on YouTube, so you will definitely, I will put the link under the description as well regarding to this website. So now, why this website is special, guys? Because in this website, at least you will find a lot of model answers, okay? A lot of model tasks already written by other students or the publishers of this website, okay? Whoever has made this website. So at least, definitely some mistakes might persist in these model answers, but just understand the name. It's a model answer, just to give you an idea that in what pattern the writing task 2 should be written, okay? So that's something which you really need to understand here. So yeah, guys, just waiting for this to load. Okay, let it load, let it load. I don't know how much time it's going to take. So yeah, guys, now talking about the task response. Now understand this thing. Oh, yeah. Now, one thing very important for you to understand, that you might have heard the word weightage. Weightage, weight of something, weightage, right? So now in the IELTS writing task, now this is something special of this particular task, okay? Now I can make you understand this thing on Microsoft Word, again on paper and pen by using my pen. So check this out. Now the weightage, now let's say the weightage of writing is, let's say, measured with two ways. This is only for special, significant, let's say special or specific only for the writing part. The task, now this is the only point which you really need to keep in mind. The task 2 is twice of task 1. Now these are some details that usually teachers don't give to students, right? These are very, very small details, but the importance of the task 2 is higher than the task 1, because the weightage, the task 2 keeps more weightage. So let's say God forbid, if you do commit a mistake, in a lot of mistakes in part 1, all right? Make sure that you are confident enough in part 2 that at least you make as less as possible mistakes in part number 2. So yep, that was something that I wanted to tell you. But however, I'm going to show you that how the weightage is calculated and everything, just to give you a good idea. Now let's see here. Now, as I was saying about this website, so this website is really great because you will find a lot of pre-written tasks and pre-written answers here that you can get an idea. So for example, all right, we have a couple of topics here. I hope you guys can see this. Okay, so let me ask Walter. Walter is not speaking today. Hey, Walter, you there? Walter,
Yes, I'm there, Mr. Shan.
how are you doing, Mr. Walter?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great as well. Come on, man, where have you been lost? You haven't been speaking since you've joined.
Yeah, I've been a little bit off, but I'm trying to catch up with you.
Okay, Walter. So, Walter, now as you have been not speaking since the beginning of the session, I want you to select any topic from these topics on your choice.
You can go with the IELTS writing task 242.
240.
242.
242. Okay, 242. Social media. This is about social media. All right. So let's select this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Walter. Thank you, man. So you see, a little bit interaction is kind of important. At least the student should have an idea the teacher is really looking at us as well. Okay. So now you see, guys, on this website, yeah, now this is a really interesting website. So on this website, you not only get the question prompts, but you can also get the model answers as well. Now, for example, Mr. Walter has selected something random for us. This was about social media. So now in the exam, the kind of question that you will be getting is going to look like something like that. For example, this will be your prompt, okay? This is how your prompt will look like. For example, some people believe that social media sites such as Facebook or Twitter have a negative impact on young people and their ability to form personal relationships. Others believe that these sites bring people together in a beneficial way. Now, here's the model answer. Now, in the model answer, we have how many paragraphs? 1, 2, 3, 4. four par- four paragraphs, and the estimated number of words are 252 words. However, I never recommend to write something near to 252 because in the task 2 the minimum requirement is 250. Okay, but I always tell my students to go beyond 270, to go beyond 280, something like that. Okay, only then let's say you're going to be having a better understanding and a clear idea that how many words you have written. Now sometimes students can also come up with argument that, sir, how can we count all these words at that time? We don't think so that we have enough time to count each word and have extra time to count each word. So the best strategy to overcome to this problem is that have a approximation. For example, whenever you guys are preparing for your writing task, I mean, like if I'm giving you homework today to go and write a let's say essay just like that, IELTS writing task 2 with the same pattern, at least 270 words. So after practicing each time, you will understand that what is your writing pattern. One day you will understand that what is actually your own writing pattern. Keeping that in mind, let's say you are a kind of person that with your style and font of writing, the size of writing, you need to write at least 4 to 5 paragraphs in order to complete 250 word limit range, or maybe at least to complete 270 word limit range. So now you will have that thing in your mind at the test exam, all right? So for example, here, 4 paragraphs, each paragraph of at least 4 to 5 lines. Now that's the average in this whole thing, all right? At least each paragraph is written of 4 to 5 lines, and then that target can be achieved. So of course, logically, technically, not every student has enough time to count each words, but how you can keep a good track of that: write 4 to 5 paragraphs, of each paragraph at least 4 to 5 lines. You will easily achieve the target of going beyond 250 words and going beyond 270 words. All right. So that is the whole basic pattern to understand this thing. Okay. Now I haven't yet still taught you that now how you would be writing this whole thing. If I could tell you from the surface, so it's a very easy thing. I would just read the question prompt, and I'm just going to read this for you, and I will explain you each of the let's say paragraph to you. But I don't consider that as a really, let's say, healthier way to teach you. But what I was planning since the really starting days was to first have grammar classes with you regarding to the writing, and those classes will definitely help you regarding to the reading as well. Oh, sorry, not reading, with the speaking as well, and then to bring you at the writing session. But which I also wanted to give you an idea. Now, for example, let's give it a read. Let's give it a read. If you are not going to decode this today, we're going to decode this after going through our grammar classes, right? So, for example, let's say what we have here. Social media is a huge business today, and many feel it has changed the world for the better. Others feel the opposite and worry that we do not connect with people in a good way. I personally feel that social media is on the whole a good thing, as it has improved the way we communicate. Now you might have noticed this thing right here, that the person is giving a general idea, positive ones and also negative ones. And in the third line, in the last line, the writer is also saying this thing, that he or she is telling about their opinion, that what do they think about it. Okay, so that's how you represent your point of view, and that's how the things are written in the IELTS written exam. There are a couple of keywords about, let's say, thesis statement. Now, what is a statement? So we actually need to learn how to write an essay. Okay, the very basics of writing an essay. Okay, only then we will be able to, let's say, cope up with this kind of performance. Now, for example, thesis statement. Now, what is a thesis statement? Now, if a general definition of thesis statement, and then we will try to look at the other definition of the thesis statement. Okay, a thesis statement is a sentence that sums up the central point of your paper or essay. It usually comes near the end of your introduction. Your thesis will look a bit different depending on your type of essay you're writing, but the thesis statement should always clearly state the main idea you want to get across. Okay, and what idea here the writer wants to get across? I personally feel that the social media is on the whole a good thing, as it has improved the way we communicate. Now, the entire thing, all the other paragraphs which are written after that, they are going to evolve through on around this one idea. Okay, around this one idea. So this is something very important. Now, for example, thesis statement for, let's say, for IELTS task number 2. Now let's try to find something exactly for IELTS, okay? And let's see that how this is going to be different in the terms of IELTS, or is it going to be same? A thesis statement is the most important sentence in your IELTS writing task 2. It is contained in the introduction, and each introduction should have one, along with a paraphrase of a question and an outline statement. A thesis statement is your main idea. See, I told you, it is your main idea, that now in which direction do you want to take the whole story. Now, here in this particular example, the writer has taken the story in a positive way, that he or she supports social media, supports the existence of social media. So all the paragraphs which are written after that, they must be having uh, only positive, and only, let's say, of course it will be having relevant points, but all the positive in the favor of the topic, not against of the topic. But let's say in the question prompt, it is giving two main ideas. It's kind of, let's say, triggering you as a writer, that here are the two main ideas, whether positive, whether negative. It depends on you, whatever you choose, the best for you. So yes, any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far?
I'm not giving questions, but I want to echo what you just said to see if I got the whole thing right. So you said in the first paragraph is where the person is really giving their mind about everything. Is that right? Like their general perception of things, their opinion about the topic. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Thesis statement, we call it Aksa. Thesis statement, yes, exactly. In the first paragraph,
This is
you have to do, yes, in first paragraph, you have to do two main things. First, you have to paraphrase the main question as it is written, okay? And along with that, with addition to that, you have to write your thesis statement. Now, your thesis statement will depend on what you want to write. Whether you want to write in the favor of the topic, or whether you want to write against, or you want to write against the topic. Yes.
Okay, I got you.
All right, Aksa.
Thank
Good.
you.
You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome. Georgina, Lily, Walter, Judith, if you guys are not saying anything, so should I consider that you guys have understood everything?
Yes, Mr. Shan, we can move forward.
Okay, good. Perfect. That's great. That's great. So now what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be sending you this website. What you guys have to do, that now all five of you, Aksa, Georgie, Lily, Walter, and Judith. Now, because you five are present here, okay, what day is tomorrow, by the way? Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Yeah, sure, no problem. So tomorrow, at least, I want you guys to in the class, all right? Don't send me on WhatsApp. Come in the class and write your first paragraph, okay? You can choose multiple topics from there, okay? There are multiple topics given there on this website, okay? Choose any, okay? Even if your topics are same, if Aksa has selected something what Georgina has selected, no problem. I don't have any problem with that, okay? So write the first paragraph, write paraphrase. So your responsibility is to paraphrase, okay? To write the question in your first paragraph by paraphrasing it with different words, selection of different words. It should look unique, and plus write your own thesis statement. You know what's the thesis statement? It's your main idea, okay? Do a little bit research on Google, and if you forget that what is the thesis statement, because yep, I don't think so I will be able to upload this video really quickly on the internet. But so yes, is everything clear to all of you?
Yes, it's
Oh,
clear.
yes,
I
it
just
is,
have
Mr.
one
Shah.
question.
Okay, guys, perfect. Thank you. So thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna immediately share the link on the WhatsApp group, that you can start working whatever time you get free. All right, guys. So thank you so much for having me. Assalamu alaikum, and inshallah see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.
Assalamu alaikum.